Kiss me like you mean it.
Okay, yes, mommy. Good evening. This is the Lion of Legend, and welcome to Bad Summer. Well, this sure as hell's not going to be a good summer. Decisions have consequences. Choose wisely. Okay. Let's hope I do that. The game is currently set to safe for work mode. This means mature content is... Ooh, boy. Do I risk it all? How much editing am I willing to do in this video? Well, here we go. Not safe for work. Oliver's office, 7:08 a.m.
My name is Oliver Smith, and I am, for the first time in my life, completely and utterly stupefied. All my life, I reveled in the self-glorification of being the brightest mind in the room. A gift, my mother called it, to know everything there was to know about the world. Or so I thought. With each case solved, each criminal I brought to justice, my confidence grew. I believed I had seen it all, knew it all, that no mystery I sought could evade my eyes for long. Little did I know, a darkness far greater than any criminal's machinations awaited me. It began innocently enough, with whispers and rumors that tickled the edge of my consciousness. Strange occurrences and unexplainable events that defied logic. At first, I dismissed them as mere superstitions, the imaginings of an odd, whimsical mind. After all, I am a detective grounded in the tangible, the real and the concrete. Ghosts and silly monsters belong to children's stories, not the reality I so carefully navigated. But the whispers grew louder, persisting until I could no longer ignore them. I stumbled upon a hidden network, a secretive society that sought to protect the world from an insidious truth. Could you believe it? Paranormal creatures, beings that inhabited the very fabric of our existence, lurking among us, hiding in plain sight. They called them abnormals. The discovery of these monsters was a revelation that shook me to my core, an awakening that shattered my preconceived notions. The world I thought I knew, the boundaries I believed existed, were nothing but a fragile facade. What am I to do? A mere man of flesh and bone against monsters capable of wiping mankind clean from the face of this earth. If these monsters come to light, life as we know it will be over. God, everything I've ever worked for, everyone I've ever loved, gone. Maybe another round at the bar, another drink, and I'll figure it out. I always do.
Some good voice acting. Why do you casually have out your gun in the bar? Maybe that's just how this world works. Ah, here we are again, 9:30 p.m. in Oliver's office.
Another case gone cold. Another chilling addition to my department's ever-growing failures.
Alright, I guess that we're gonna start trying to solve this case.
New Empress was worse than I thought. The city had become a haunting symphony of sirens and death. I thought I could fix things, cleanse the red stains that blackened the streets. What a fool I was to believe it would all be so simple. All pipe dreams and deluded fantasies. I wasn't ready to throw in the towel. The hard reality of existing in this war zone hadn't destroyed my righteous crusade yet. Soon perhaps, not yet.
I hunched over my desk, glaring down at the mountains of manila folders. Each held a grim portrait of a life extinguished too soon, a trail gone cold. I plucked a few from the summit before they threatened to fall. The serial porch pirate. Awful, but the porch bandit can wait. There were bigger issues to worry about, like the ungodly amount of vicious murders gone unsolved. That took precedence over stolen mail, for now. The Midnight Panty Nabber. Goodness, every day humanity strayed further from God. I slipped the case file back into the pile. Not today. Hopefully not ever. The Camp Bear Ridge Ripper. The name alone sent a shiver up my spine, my gloomy office seeming a tad bit darker. A bitter breeze disturbed the grimy blackout curtains. Every twitch sent a miniature dust storm in the stagnant air, mirroring the anxiety churning in my gut. This case in particular, something wasn't right about it. Let's see. What's not right about it? Photograph. Who are you? Doesn't look like I can do anything else with this. Photograph? Bloody bathroom? Something happened in here. There's blood everywhere. ISWA. ISWA. Case, number, letters. Alias, Camp Bear Ridge Ripper. Victim, Jane Doe. So that's the girl, 30 to 40 years old. Reported May 29th, 2001. Time reported 6:45 a.m. Location, Carson Park. Public restroom. Okay, and Deborah Johnson's the officer who reported this. Case summary. On May 29th, approximately 6:45 a.m., Officer Deborah Johnson responded to a call regarding a suspicious odor emitting from the men's restroom in Carson Park, the small town of Dogskill, a mile out from Bear Ridge Mountains. Upon investigation, the responding officer discovered the victim. The victim, an unidentified female, presumed to be in her 30s or 40s due to dental records, laid scattered across the restroom floor. The body had been meticulously dismembered with a sharp object. Object unknown. Okay. Who the hell are you? I'm not done reading my report. I think. 3 victims dead, all cut into pieces, butchered. Missed something? Check out history and quick menu. Can I check out the report? No. But, okay. A meticulous, heinous act. Ruthless. The suspect, who had no prior arrests, a squeaky clean criminal record before this whole mess started, was rotting away in a jail cell. Great news, right? The officers leading the case earned a nice promotion. My department even threw a little celebration. Spirits were high. Getting a murderer like that off the streets was a relief to everyone. Until last night. Another body carved into pieces in the same brutal, horrifying fashion. Either some fool decided to continue the Bear Ridge Ripper's legacy, or there's someone innocent locked away in the Ripper's place. That I cannot abide. A blur of fur emerged from under my feet. A long-haired calico, eyes narrowed with mischief, launched itself onto my cluttered desk, knocking over my lukewarm coffee in the process. I gasped, quickly turning the mug upright and setting the case files aside, narrowly avoiding staining precious evidence. Spilled coffee pulled beneath the keyboard. First day on the job, and I was already making a mess of government property. I reached for some tissues, carefully cleaning my ruined desk. My gaze snapped to the destructive cat. The little nuisance came out of seemingly nowhere. We'll pet the cat. My gaze softened. The destructive furball was cute. Too cute for its own good. I gave in to the urge to pet the top of its tiny head. My fingers glided through the soft hair. It responded with a soft, rumbling purr. The cat had no collar, no tags. Where did you come from, little one? How did you find your way into a police station this time of night? That's no easy feat. I'm impressed. Perhaps I should give the troublemaker a name. Personalize the cat. Please enter a name. What should I name this cat? I'll name you Leo. Leo. How cute. I gave the furball a few more pets, then gently guided the little guy off my desk. I had no time for distractions, no time to entertain the cat's mischievous antics. I had a job to do, and I'll be damned if I let anything get in the way of what must be done.
Attention all personnel. This is an emergency announcement. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. A highly dangerous abnormal has breached the facility. Remain calm and follow these instructions carefully. Do not close office doors. This will upset the abnormal. Do not try to escape. Do not try to respond to or acknowledge anyone outside of your office, including co-workers, staff, and family members, no matter how normal they appear. Do not make eye contact with the abnormal. Do not approach. If you are being watched, proceed with work as normal.
I'm gonna save. This sounds kinda crazy.
Do not look out the windows. Should someone go missing in your immediate vicinity, do not search for them. They are gone.
God damn.
If you feel like you're no longer in control of your body, do not panic. This is normal and should only last a few seconds. This should not impede your duties.
This is like the craziest method of, hey, like there's 8 feet of snow outside, but you're still coming into work though, right?
Stay in well-lit areas. In case of a power outage, brace yourselves for broken bones and or missing organs. The abnormal collects eyeballs in particular.
Wait, hold on. I think this is actually really important. Stay in well-lit areas because of a power outage. Yeah, so a power outage is probably going to happen.
Failure to follow proper protocols may result in employment termination, a fine, and sudden death. In that order.
That's terrible.
Should death occur, the fine will be transferred to your next of kin.
What?
If no next of kin is available, we'll forward the fine to the person who sighed the loudest upon learning of your demise.
Is this a legitimate PSA? Like, what the hell is going on?
Thank you.
Quite the chilling announcement for my first day on the job. I rifled through my desk drawer. Buried under a pile of crumpled papers was an ISWA instructional disc. It was old, a bit scratched and worn with age, a mandatory watch, according to the chief. It was a tedious chore, and for a moment I considered skipping the affair entirely. What the boss didn't know wouldn't hurt him. No. I shook the dangerous train of thoughts from my head. There were protocols for a reason, no matter how inconvenient and boring they may be. I wiped the thick sheet of dust from the CD's surface, carefully cleansed it with a cloth, then slipped it into the computer's optical drive.
Welcome, officer. If you're watching this tape, that means the international security of the weird and abnormal has accepted you into our ranks. Congratulations. If you are not a government official or and associated with the new Empress Police Department, please power down this device now and report this stolen material to your local authorities. Theft of property is a serious crime. If the
Alright, we gotta go back because I skipped over a line on accident. If determined guilty, you may cease living on this mortal plane and go straight to the fiery depths of hell. You can kind of read that. Are you cleansed? Something...
Violators may be subject to fines or possible jail time if you do not comply. This is not a test.
Okay, so don't steal anything. Fortunately, I'm an employee.
Are you authorized to view this content?
Yes.
Good. Your word is your bond, detective. Your oath of honor is everything. Truth, integrity, and personal accountability are the core values of your department. Do well to uphold them. New Empress, the city of opportunity, freedom, and prosperity. Beautiful, isn't it? It is home to millions of Americans, families, mothers and fathers. Their children, these innocent, hard-working civilians, are living their lives in blissful ignorance, unaware of the current menace threatening our nation. New Empress City is under attack by unknown entities. Abominations lurking in the shadows, waiting and plotting to consume our home. They seek to butcher everyone and everything we love. There are unnatural events occurring all around us, officer. It is happening as I speak. Terrible things. Innocents are dying. Your life is in danger. Your family is in danger. Only the New Empress Police Department can stop it.
What the hell is happening?
Public safety is our priority. Our city needs us. With our skill and the community's tax dollars, there is nothing we cannot achieve. Do you believe in God?
I mean... in the context of me, the player, or in the context of the guy that I'm playing as right now? I feel like if there's demons overrunning the world and whatnot, I guess it could go either way, right? We'll say no.
Good. God cannot help you.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
You will need to be properly prepared for your new position, detective.
Lots and lots of guns.
But first, you will be tested. Let's see how capable you are.
I figured that God was, regardless of his existence in this game, we're probably screwed anyway, so what does it matter?
The images you're about to witness are classified. Sharing this information with the general public will result in death.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
A fine, employment termination, and possible jail time.
While I'm already dead.
Now pay close attention, Detective. The information I'm about to show you may save your life.
How do I identify an abnormal? Okay, this is important. Odd facial features. Sensitivity to light. Smells like death. Unnatural movement. Fascination with devouring. What the? Whoa, hey. It will start with your intestines first. Your soul is forfeit.
Let's put what you've learned to the test, shall we?
I have a gun, right?
Choose wisely, Detective.
Like, gun with lots of ammo. Is this a trick? Okay. You look normal on the right. You on the left, I don't know, buddy. You know, I'm gonna say the one with the fangs. Calculating score. I failed? Nani? Failure? Was the test rigged or am I awful at this? I think it was rigged. Answer the phone, help caller survive, explore the desk, and don't die. What the hell? This just got really intricate for a visual novel. Hold on a second. Let me save again. Alright, what are we doing here?
It's ringing.
Alright, spacebar disabled. Time to get to work. This is not what I was expecting. Alright,
Hello?
good evening.
Hey, this Jerry's Pizzeria? I could really use a pie right now, dude.
Come on, bro.
What?
Listen, all bullshit aside, the munchies are really hitting me, bro.
Nah, this is a demon.
Hey, listen, you ever wonder if water is really wet, man?
I don't care how much reefer this dude has smoked. This is a demon.
What? No, you wanker. I'm not getting into this pointless debate with you. Who are you, anyway? How did you get this number?
Dude, just take my order and send the pizza over. That'll be totally radical of you, you know?
What are you, a turtle living in a sewer? Is your father a rat?
Huh.
Get off my line, you bloody idiot.
Yeah, you demon.
Dude, my pops isn't a rat. Wait, hold up. How did you know he lives in the sewers?
This job might be the death of me.
Quite literally. What the f... Why?
Hello?
911. Please.
Okay, let's look at the silhouette a little bit. Looks like she has like some sort of like a flower in her head. What is this called? Like a court something?
Mom, are you all right?
There's something in my house.
Something? Can you be more specific, Mom?
It's not human.
This isn't a prank, is it?
No! Please! I can't look away.
Can you describe what you see? Mom, are you there? God help us.
Well, that was not pleasant.
Try harder, Oliver.
Jesus.
Bloody hell! How in God's name?
I said try harder, Oliver. People are dying. The abyss threatens to swallow the city, the whole world. You must prevent this. Try harder. Do better.
I must do better.
What? No more questioning? Is this guy like in my head?
Yo, rookie. First one down?
Strange. His voice cuts through the ISWA frequency with an unnatural clarity. No static, no interference.
Yeah.
Congrats. You've officially joined the I've Seen Some Shit club. No jackets, but the trauma's free.
That woman. Who was she? Can't we do something?
Sure, we can hand out tissues and build a statue in her honor. Look, I get it. First one hits like a truck, but grieving? No, not in your job description.
To hell with my job description. A woman is dead. You expect me to put on a smile and pretend it never happened?
And more will die if you keep unraveling like a cheap sweater. Take a breath. Tonight, we're partners. Your job? Keep the civilians breathing. You're their lifeline, their guide, their last hope.
And what exactly is your job, partner?
Me? I slay the monsters, scrub the blood off the walls, and make sure the neighbors don't start asking questions. Also, I do it in black. It's stylish. You mess up, it's my ass too. So don't.
I'll do my best.
Hello?
Rookie? Thank God. I need you.
You need me?
Unfortunately, yes. Go ahead, gloat. I'll wait.
What's the emergency?
I had a run-in with the Clogfather.
The Clogfather?
A big, ugly sewer monster with a fetish for ambushing people mid-bathroom break. Real sweetheart. Pops out when you least expect it. Usually when your pants are down.
Ugh, that's absolutely vile.
Thing came at me like I wasn't the main character. We fought. I won, obviously. Look, long story short, my apartment is a pile of rubble. I'm technically homeless, which is very on brand for me.
All of this happened just now? It's only been a minute or so since I hung up the phone with you.
Things went sideways fast, okay? I'm stuck in the city's digestive system with no exit in sight. You're my only hope, rookie. Be a dear and guide me out before I start naming the rats.
Fine, give me a moment. I'm tracking your location. I'll pull up a map for proper navigation. Can you describe your surroundings for me?
Pipes, twists, shitty water. I'm in a long, dark tunnel, dookie water running through the middle. There's a dark hole to my left, a few feet wide. Looks like a pit. A deep one. And to my right, there's a gate.
Okay. But there's a key to the left. Is that needed for the gate? We'll go right.
Go right.
Understood. Shit! The gate's rusted shut, and the lock looks ancient. There's no way through.
It won't open?
Need some guidance here, new guy.
Okay. So let's go.
Backtrack the way you came. You should see a faint light coming from a side door on your right.
Understood. Advancing now. Oh, I found something. A key. Should I try it on the gate?
Yes.
The key worked, but it activated some kind of mechanism. The ceiling collapsed. Got hit with rubble. Damn it. That got me pretty good.
Are you alright?
I'm alright. It takes more than some rocks to kill me. When I find out who laced this sewer with traps, though, I'm...
Oh, wait a minute. The big skull on the top right. Oh no. What have I done?
The only thing that matters is survival, not vengeance. Focus.
You're right, new guy. Survival. That's all that matters. Damn it to hell. I've reached the end of the hall, but there's another pit. And this one is a lot more...
You must press on. Do you see any possible way forward?
See some decent handholds. Shimmy's doable. Or I could jump.
I could use the grapple.
Grapple across. The pipe should hold.
They better hold, or else I'm a dead man. Here goes nothing. And my grappling hook snapped. Got to the other side without being turned into a human shish kebab, though. Silver linings. All right, no longer feeling like I'm going in circles. Found a big room, symmetrical. Arched doorways, lots of pipes, steam, and funny-looking buttons. Tall ceiling.
You've reached the sewer's central maintenance tunnels. There should be an opening in a center where waste and debris is collected.
I see the deep pit of sewage water, yeah? Looks like all the tunnels connect here. Wait. There's a treasure chest floating on the surface.
What?
You heard me. A treasure chest. Left behind by the goblins, no doubt.
Goblins? Really?
You really don't get out much, do you, desk jockey? The goblins run a full underground operation, the black market of weird sewer things. They love pizza, hate humans, and have the organizational skills of a raccoon. But sometimes, they steal real valuables and just drop them in random chests like it's some kind of RPG side quest. Sewer economics, baby.
So, let's entertain the theory.
Fine, I'll play along. Let's say, hypothetically, there is a treasure chest in front of you. A goblin treasure chest, mind you, filled with ill-gotten goods. How on earth would that help you right now?
Oh, might be something good in there. Goblin gold, Oliver. Goblin magic.
You're not thinking this through. You're injured, disoriented, and now you want to wade through toxic waste in search of goblin gold?
You bet your British ass I do.
Oh man, I've played enough RPGs to know that looting the chest is usually a good idea. I don't know about this though.
Fine, go for the chest, but be careful. Do not let down your guard.
I got this. Shit. It's booby-trapped with goblin magic, and not the good kind.
Bro.
What's happening? Are you alright?
Woohoo! Grappling hook. Grabbed it before I burned to a crisp. Goddamn thing is spitting out fire. I gotta get out of here. There's 2 exits. Need some guidance here, now.
Probably not towards the skull. Left.
Go left.
On it. Damn. There's poison gas everywhere.
It's poison gas? I thought it was cloud. Like, ooh, nice and comforting and safety and things like that. What the hell? You've got to be kidding me.
Gotta push through.
Bro, this guy's got to be trolling me.
Deploying grappling hook. I live. Cue the applause, release the doves, and someone give me a towel.
Thank goodness.
Ugh.
I was at the edge of my seat there for a moment.
And you, surprisingly competent. You may now bask in the glow of my continued existence.
How fortunate for all of us. I'll be sure to notify the press.
It's the Godfather! He's back! He's got me!
Hello? Hello? Cleaner, sir, hello? Hope he's alright.
That was one hell of an experience.
Hello?
Hey, is this the hotline for weird and unexplainable stuff?
Unfortunately.
Yes, this is the ISWA helpline. How can I help you?
I love my girlfriend, but I think she hates me.
Bro.
Go on.
She's got this doll obsession.
The demon?
I'm talking a whole army of plushies type situation. She sleeps with them too. I'm lucky if I get a corner of the bed.
You sure she's not a demon?
At first, I thought, alright, kinda cute, kinda quirky. Until now. She's obsessed with football, right? I took her to a game, and she went all stabby stab on a doll. I'd go into details, but I'm sure you've seen it. It was all over the news.
That is concerning behavior, to be sure.
That isn't the worst part. I found a doll of me next.
How can you be sure?
What do you mean, how? It's a mini-me! I'm freaking out over here, man. We match pajamas! Pajamas! I thought that meant something to her.
Calm down. Take a deep breath. There is no need to panic. I want to help you, but I'm going to need more details. Take a picture of the doll and send it to me.
Okay. Sure. Sending now.
This is how you look, sir?
How did he even send it over? This phone is higher tech than I thought.
Yeah? Yeah, it is. What's so funny?
Your hair is simply unique, is all.
My hair used to be brown. And so was the doll. I dyed it green just to be sure. Now the doll's hair is green. That can't be a coincidence.
Destroy the doll. I don't know if it's a good idea to destroy the doll. Let's hesitate a little bit here. Let's think about this.
You said your girlfriend has an army of dolls. How many exactly?
Dozens. All of them real people. Friends, family, actors on TV. How do we stop this? Should I get rid of them?
No, destroying the dolls will cause great harm to you and all the unsuspecting victims they are bound to.
So, you're saying this doll is bound to me? By magic or something? Are you saying my girlfriend is a witch?
It is possible, yes. Only one way to be absolutely sure. Take the doll and inflict pain on it. If you are harmed as well, then...
Dolls can't feel pain.
You know what I mean.
I punched it. Definitely feeling the aftermath of my mistake.
Hey, babe, I'm home.
Wait a minute. You look familiar.
Hey, babe.
Was this the pizza dude?
Is she there with you?
Yeah.
Well, the silhouette's the same, I think.
Who are you on the phone with?
The pizza guy. You know.
Oh.
The one. Our guy from Jerry's. I mean, Jerry's Pizzeria.
Wait.
Oh, cool. Hello, Jerry. Hello, Jerry. You there?
Yeah.
No, yes, it's me, Jerry. What can I get ya?
Huh, it's me, Mario.
Jerry, are you okay? You sound different. Are you sick?
I'm not feeling so good, but I'm still going. Mamma mia.
If you say so. Anyway, I'll take the usual. Do you remember what it is?
Yes, of course I do. It's,
Bro, I don't know if she... Bolito.
Bolito Misto, of course.
You remembered! Cool. take a large order. Thanks.
I'm so good at this game.
Nice job. You ISWA guys are the real deal, huh?
Your report has been filed. A specialized stealth unit will be dispatched to sever the magical link between you and the others from the doors. Please, distract your girlfriend for the next 2 hours. I'm no relationship expert, but this might be a good opportunity to discuss your concerns with her behavior. Have a good day, sir.
Okay, I'm doing great. Doing a good job so far.
Hello?
There was silence on the other end of the line, but I felt a presence. Someone was there. I could sense it.
Hello, how can I help you?
Good evening to you too.
I'm watching you.
I froze, my grip on the handset tightening. The voice was ominous, unsettling, but I was not one to be intimidated. I would not be bullied in my own office by some foolish prank caller. Oh boy. How do I know this is actually a prank caller? I feel like I need more info, but I don't know if insulting is the right way to go. I need to be sure.
Am I supposed to be scared, you bloody idiot? You have nothing better to do than to call government hotlines and breathe into the phone like a creep. Keep watching, take a picture for all I care. I do not give a shite, moron.
Make not be saved. Grumpy, Oliver. The department-issued stress ball is there for a reason. Consider taking a break and giving it a good squeeze. You can thank HR later.
There.
Hello?
Hello? Is this the Popo?
The Popo?
Are you the Popo? You know. The 5-0, the Barney, the cops, the man, the fuzz, the one time.
Yes?
You ain't sure?
How can I help you, sir?
Why you talking like that? You know, real uppity. Like you drink tea with the queen.
Huh.
Pardon me?
Man, just listen. I seen something across the street. Something that just ain't right.
What do you see?
So my neighbor, he a little strange. He always to himself, you know. But tonight, he got a woman. And I'm telling you, this woman is a 10. Something ain't right about that.
Bro, are you kidding me?
She's, a 10?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A 10. Ain't no way he bagged that. Just ain't no way. I don't believe it.
Yeah, he doesn't got that level of riz. He's no good.
You don't call the cops for non-emergencies.
Hey, hold on a second. There's somebody else on my line. I think it's my cousin. Hold on. That fool owed me some money.
I waited and waited. The clock ticked. Was he coming back? Was this some kind of a prank? How long must I wait? Yo, honestly, maybe this guy that's calling, he could be onto something. Maybe the dude that pulled in that girl, that pulled in the woman that's like a 10 out of 10, maybe he's a demon. And maybe the demon used some crazy foo-foo ass demon magic to pull the 10. It could happen, I guess.
Alright, I'm back. Hello? Anyway, what was I saying again? Oh yeah, she had her legs up in the air and she was spinning and spinning, doing this thing I ain't never seen no human do. And he was screaming too. Like, I don't know if he liked it or not. That's the weird part. Then I saw blood splatter on the wall. I don't know if it was his or hers, and That's honestly why I'm calling. Something ain't right.
Yo, I feel you.
How do you know it was blood?
Look, I know what blood look like. I got a woman, and she's fertile. Just 'cause I'm old don't mean shit. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, man.
Apologies, I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. You said she was spinning. Could you clarify?
Look, check this out. He was doing a helicopter on her ass. But the problem is, she was going way too fast.
I'm trying to picture this.
I don't like his ass, I'm gonna be honest. But I'm worried about him. You can break your dick, man. It ain't no myth. He was screaming. I think he got hurt.
Yeah, I guess you could. I guess you could break your dick.
He must have broke his dick.
I guess he must have broken it.
Hold on, there's somebody at my door. I think it's my neighbor.
Oh. I don't know if you should open the door.
Don't answer. Go hide and don't make a sound. Someone will come and take care of it.
You survived. I survived. The monster didn't. I call that a win.
What the hell just happened?
The ISWA owes you a cookie. Probably oatmeal though, so don't get too excited.
Don't hate on oatmeal cookies. Oatmeal raisin are my favorite. Why does everybody hate oatmeal cookies?
It's over, Oliver. Your performance was acceptable, I suppose. But I was expecting better. You have much to learn. Much to experience.
What about the guy I was just on the phone with?
Finally, it's over.
Wait, hold on, because I clicked on the demon. Yeah, finally it's over. I sighed heavily, slouching into my office chair. Thank goodness it was over. For now. With the phone calls over and done with, I turned my attention to other matters. The Bear Ridge Ripper case. My #1 priority was finding the killer. Sleep could wait. Time was of the essence. The real work begins.
The summer of 1999 was the hottest I'd ever experienced. The muted glow of dawn shed but a feeble light over the misty woods. The wide, tree-lined street was eerily empty at such an hour. The entire world was fast asleep, and here I was at the first light of day, alone at a deserted bus stop. It was lonely here, uncomfortably quiet. I couldn't shake this irrational feeling that some hungry predator was going to jump from the darkness and take a chunk out of me. Not like I could run far in a dress like this. The weak, flickering light overhead only added to my jitters. There was something about this neck of the woods that freaked me out. Part of me was itching to pack up and head home. Applying for this job was a stupid idea. I was out of my element, out of my comfort zone, and in over my head. My knowledge of the countryside and outdoor living was zero. Stupid me trying to get away from my parents, that I threw myself into a worse situation, working at a summer camp in the middle of absolute nowhere. Your next adventure starts here. It seemed like a nice way to disconnect from the stress of the modern world and reconnect with nature. An escape from reality, from life at home. At least for a little while. A cool breeze blowing through my hair, my fingers strummed over my acoustic guitar. Just something to fill the silence. Anything to fill the silence.
A cat in the wilds of Bear Ridge Mountains. And at the bus stop of all places. What on earth was it doing here? Is this the same cat that was in the office? A hint of mystery surrounded the four-legged creature. It looks like its name is Leo. What It's 1999 and like... How... What's going on here? What's up with this cat? This is intriguing. And is it 19... No. I don't think it's 1999 and... Wait... Yeah, so... Back with the other guy, we were reviewing a case where a murder happened in 2001. And now we're in 1999? Huh. After some time of admiring the cat from a safe distance, I was feeling more than a little restless. And this is definitely the cat. Its name is Leo. What was taking the bus so long? Was it normal for it to run this late? Concerned, I rooted through my dress pocket for my cell phone and dialed my boss's number. I wasn't too far from camp. Maybe he could drive out and pick me up. He answered on the second ring, thankfully.
What do you want?
I paused, surprised by how irritable he sounded. He was a lot nicer during the interview.
Hey, the bus is late, and I've been waiting here for close to an hour now.
Why is the fact you're stranded my problem?
Well, I was hoping you could, come pick me up, if it's not too much trouble. Being out by myself makes me really nervous. I'm not really used to the woods, and...
Too damn bad.
Did he just hang up on me? My stomach dropped to my toes. Wow, what a jerk. I shivered, the morning chill seeping through my dress. Another shiver racked my body, this one less from the cold and more from frustration. This sucked. Waiting for a bus that may never come, dealing with a boss who treated me like an afterthought. Was it worth it? All this for a minimum wage check and some time away from home? Well, we'll stick around a little bit. Headlights pierced the mist. The large weathered wheels of a bus squeaked along the bumpy road. Finally, the clunky gas guzzler had arrived, a one-way trip to the mountains of Bear Ridge. The bus squealed into a stop before me. The folding doors opened to the smiling face of the driver, an old bald man missing a few teeth. Packing my guitar back into its case, I forced a smile, then hurried up the short set of stairs with my luggage. Gazing down the narrow aisle of divided seats, I locked eyes with 4 attractive strangers. All of them looked around my age. I need to remember that I gotta put a black box on this window, because there's definitely somebody put a dick on the window. Oh boy. There was only one reason a group of teenagers would be huddled on a bus at such an ungodly hour, venturing deep into the remote wilderness of upstate New Empress. My co-workers, 2 boys and 2 girls embarking on this crazy, bumpy ride alongside me. It was oddly comforting knowing I wouldn't have to suffer alone for the rest of the trip. The bus doors closed, and the driver stepped on the gas. No turning back now. Who should I sit next to? Let's see. The rebel. Passionate, rash, and outgoing. Art expression, flaw, decision-making. Yeah, we don't want that guy. The lost soul. Grumpy, sensitive, and brooding. Skills. Strength, brawling, flaw. He's combative. Okay, maybe we don't want that guy. The intuitive. Personality. Spontaneous, fun, and adaptable. Perceptive and lucky, their flaws indirect, not so bad. The survivalist. Leader, nature-loving, strict. Outdoors expertise, flaw, domineering. I feel like we're going to be going into a survival experience, so let's talk to the survivalist. This choice will impact the story. My eyes did a full sweep of the bus and its occupants before snapping back to the blonde-haired goddess in the front row. I wanted to say it was the rhythmic pop-pop-pop of her gum that stole my attention, or the fact that she was the only one standing, chin in hand, seemingly bored out of her mind. But that would be a half-truth. I was mesmerized by her. Her bright and shiny presence was a stark contrast to the muted tones of the bus. She blew a bubble, a vibrant pink sphere that shimmered in the glow under the overhead lights, before bursting it with a soft pop. My initial search for a seat was long forgotten as I watched on. She was a spectacle, and I was her captivated audience.
Are you taking a seat? Or do you plan to stand the whole trip?
At the sound of the blonde's southern drawl, I broke from my trance. Heat crawled up my neck as our eyes locked. I didn't mean to stare at her like a freak. I expected outrage from her, but instead her bright blue eyes sparkled, and her lips upturned in a small smile.
No.
Of course not. Face hot, I averted my gaze, desperately wishing for the floor to swallow me whole. I mumbled a quick apology under my breath, and hurried down the aisle. Thankfully, there was an empty seat near the back to offer me solace. I lunged for it. However, before I could reach the safe haven of an empty seat, the bus lurched forward. I stumbled. Oh, is this going to be an anime moment? For a heart-stopping moment, I lost my balance. Please don't let me embarrass myself further. Tethering on the edge of disaster, I threw out my arms, flailing them about like a startled baby chick trying to fly. Unfortunately for me, gravity was not my friend. I fell to the bus floor with a heavy thud. My cheeks burned hot, and a lump formed in my chest. The silence on the bus was deafening. I could feel all eyes around me, burning my flesh as they stared down at me like the clumsy loser I was. I couldn't dare look up, my eyes focused on the worn floorboards beneath me. Maybe if I stay here, no one will notice. Then a soft chuckle broke through the silence. I looked up to find the beautiful blonde before me, concern etched in her gaze. She knelt beside me, her hand extended.
Hey, are you okay?
Besides my pride, I didn't appear to be injured.
Here, let me help you up.
Sure, I'll take her hand. Her voice was warm and inviting, like honey. I took her outstretched hand, graceful.
Thanks.
My cheeks blazed hot.
Oh.
Don't worry, happens to the best of us. She smiled at me. Her blue eyes glinted with something I couldn't quite decipher. A shiver traveled down my spine. I expected her to release my hand after assisting me, but to my surprise, she held on firmly. She guided me to an unoccupied seat, our fingers intertwined. The lingering warmth of her touch sent a tingle up my arm. I missed it when she finally let go. I scooted to the window seat and set my luggage down at my feet. My guitar slung across my lap. I slumped down in the bus cushions, trying to disappear. My chest tightened. Not a good first impression for my coworkers. They must think I'm a loser. I had every intention of sitting in silence, glaring out the window and feeling sorry for myself, until I reached my destination, when I felt the seat shift beside me. It was her, the blonde-haired beauty. She flipped her long tresses over her shoulder and grinned. Her jaw worked the gum in her mouth with a methodical rhythm.
Summer.
I stared at her, confused and slightly taken aback.
Sorry, what?
My name's Summer.
She repeated, and chuckled when my face finally lit up with understanding. She was introducing herself.
I'm Jenny. I thought you were commenting on the weather, it being sunny and all.
My response caught Summer off guard. She frowned slightly.
You thought I'd just walk up to strangers on buses to give weather updates?
I blushed, mortified. Well, when you put it like that, it does sound silly. I don't mind, I like silly. The conversation lulled to a stop. I wanted to talk to her, say something funny or interesting to keep her attention, but I wasn't funny. Or interesting. My gaze moved to the window, staring vacantly out of it. My thoughts were jumbled and scattered by the girl sitting beside me. She smelled like strawberries. Let's say something. So, summer, like the season?
Don't think so.
Before you make any weather-related comments, let me stop you now. I've heard them all. I gaped at her, not expecting such a sharp response. I didn't mean to cause offense. I'm sorry, if I hear another person compare me to the sun, I think I might actually scream. Look at my resting bitch face. Do I look like the embodiment of a warm summer day? Well, summer storms are a thing. Her shoulders visibly relaxed. A smirk played at the corners of her full pink lips. True. And hurricanes are pretty common this time of year. This earned me a genuine laugh from her. Is this your subtle way of calling me destructive? I didn't know Summer long enough to make that assumption, but what I was quickly learning was that she was a force. One didn't meet a girl like Summer and did not be left unaffected in her wake. I shrugged, a grin stealing across my face. Not destructive, more like powerful. I think I like you. With expertise, she blew a series of small, delicate bubbles, each popping softly before the next began. I watched on, fascinated. So, what's the deal with the guitar? You plan on serenading the campers? Her words broke me from my trance, and my eyes trailed down to the guitar in my lap. I almost forgot I had it with me. My cheeks flushed with warmth. Oh, I don't sing. I just like to play sometimes.
Good.
Maybe you can play something for the kids around the campfire. They'll love that. I think I'd love that too. A small smile touched my lips. It would be nice to have an audience, even if that said audience consisted of mostly 8 and 9-year-olds. Have to start somewhere, I suppose. And if you have some free time in your schedule, perhaps you can play a tune for me. It grew quiet as Summer awaited my answer. Even the sound of her gum snapping ceased. All that remained was the hum of the bus's engine. She reached out, running a pink manicured finger along the rim of my guitar case, her brow furrowed. Unconsciously, I mirrored the action, my finger tracing along the worn material of my case. Our fingers suddenly collided. A jolt of electricity went through me. An unspoken awareness hung in the air as my heart pounded a frantic beat in my chest. What should I do? We will be intimate. Time seemed to stand still as our eyes met. Did she feel it too? A blush crept up my neck, and a pretty pink blush bloomed across Summer's delicate cheeks. Instead of pulling away, our fingers intertwined. The bus rolled into a halt at the next bus stop. The double doors opened, and an older, scraggly man boarded. He was graceless as he limped through the aisle with what I presumed to be a bad leg. Tall with a full head of unkempt gray hair, beady black eyes, and baggy, dirt-stained clothes, he looked like a homeless man down on his luck. It was a small miracle he could even afford a bus ticket with the way he carried himself. His features were weathered, his nose crooked as if it had been broken at some point. The poor guy seemed sickly, barely holding on by a thread. His clothes carried a terrible odor, and the stench intensified the further he moved into the bus. The driver didn't seem to mind. I kept my head down as he passed by, fighting the urge to cover my nose. There was no need to be rude. Hopefully the man's misfortune turned around for the better soon. You. I locked eyes with the homeless man's pale, haggard gaze. He hovered over my seat, leering, glaring into the very depths of my soul. I went stiff. A sudden, inexplicable chill swept over me, sending goosebumps racing over my skin.
You're making a mistake.
I reached for the sleeve of Summer's shirt. She whispered under her breath,
Whatever.
"Pretend he's not there."
Turn back before it's too late.
"Bro, then why are you on this bus?" He grinned manically, spittle flying around his wrinkled mouth. His eyes were wide and crazed. He moved a hand to the inner pockets of his coat. I gasped at the glint of something silver in his pockets. Was that a knife? Mass sequence? What does that mean? Oh god, oh god. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell? Summer's eyes narrowed into thin slits. The hatchet-faced homeless man's penetrating stare remained on me a few beats longer, then darted to Summer. "You better back off, Gramps, or you'll regret it." The bum let out a nasty, bitter laugh. Unfazed by Summer's threat, he edged the knife towards Summer.
Don't think so.
Big mistake.
You're making a mistake.
Whatever.
What the hell? Summer disarmed the dangerous man with stunning ease. His knife hit the floor. A few well-placed kicks and he was down for the count, crawling through the aisles in a desperate effort to escape. A round of applause filled the air, our co-workers admiring Summer's handiwork from afar. Everyone was grateful that crazy guy got a piece of his own medicine, including me. I just wanted to make a quick comment. Were people saying stonks back in 1999? Oh boy. Mustering what little dignity he had left, the bum limped away, slipping into a seat in the back of the bus. The tension in the air dispersed. My shoulders relaxed. My muscles ached with strain. I didn't realize how tense I'd been while gripped by that haunting stare. The madman's warning echoed through my mind. Was he talking about Summer? Was he telling me not to trust her? Undoubtedly, it was the ramblings of a lunatic and nothing more. Though, the ominous words and threats left a mark on my soul and a queasiness in my gut. "Are you okay? You're looking a little green." I nodded, unable to find the strength to speak just yet. Summer searched my eyes and then nodded. She patted my knee 1, 2, 3 times before drawing her hand back. My skin burned from her touch. That guy was weird, huh? More like crazy. Do you think he's a threat? No. No? How could she be so nonchalant? But he had a weapon. Summer shrugged and flipped her blonde tresses over her shoulder. I'm a first-degree black belt in karate and a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. I can take down a crazy bum easily. That's impressive. She grinned at me and nodded, blowing a large pink bubble before letting it pop.
A lot of people take one look at me and think I'm easy prey. But I'm the stuff made of nightmares. Anyone who thinks they can cross me will be sorely mistaken. I eat my enemies alive. Piece by bloody piece.
We either made a really good or a really bad decision.
It started the summer of 1999.
Oliver, your shift was over hours ago. Go home. Rest. There is always tomorrow.
Rest? Someone is behind these brutal murders, and I'll uncover the truth, even if it kills me.
Day 2, Oliver's office, 6:25 a.m. I guess it wasn't the demo. I guess we're still going. The stale air of my office hung heavy, thick with the scent of old paper and the ghost of 1,000 unanswered questions. Files overflowed from every surface, a chaotic landscape of witness statements, manila folders, and dead-end leads. The Bear Ridge Ripper. The name itself was a brand seared into my mind, a constant, burning reminder of my own inadequacy, my inability to crack this case, to piece it all together. I ran a hand through my already disheveled hair, the rough paper of a transcript grating against my skin. Another interview, another victim's family member, their grief a palpable weight that settled on my chest. I listened to so many of these recordings, each one a variation on the same horrifying theme. The Ripper's brutality, the inexplicable nature of the attacks, the lack of any discernible pattern.
What am I missing? Why doesn't any of it make sense? The files mocked me, each one a testament to my limitations. I, Oliver Smith, the man who prided himself on his ability to solve the unsolvable, was staring into an abyss. And the abyss was staring back. I reached for the bottle of scotch in my bottom drawer, the amber liquid a temporary solace. One sip, then another. It dulled the edges of the frustration, the gnawing sense of failure. It didn't provide any answers. It never did. As much as I wanted to, I couldn't drown in my own despair. I had to keep digging, keep searching. The victims deserved justice. Their families deserved closure. And I needed to know. I needed to understand. Even if the truth shattered everything I thought I knew. There it was again. Watching, waiting, whispering obscenities. I felt its menacing presence all around me. Shadows clawed relentlessly at the corners of my weary mind.
Well, I'm happy that you're acknowledging the demon at the door.
Another PA announcement blurted from the speaker. Don't look. Pretend it wasn't there. No sudden movements. Don't run. Don't speak. Do not approach.
Okay, so just chill here.
But deep down, there was a gnawing curiosity. A dark urge to stare into the abyss, to experience and indulge in all the horrible depravity it had to offer. Who was it that gazed so intently from the abyss? Why did it have such a fascination with the likes of me? A simple mortal with a mundane desk job. Was I special? Or could this all be some sick illusion?
Nah, I'm good. Reason screamed in protest, every instinct urging self-preservation. In a vain attempt at normalcy, I turned my attention to the files scattered across my desk. The heat of the creature's stare pierced my soul. How much longer could I keep up this foolish game of pretend? It was there, demanding attention, demanding to be seen. Giving into the urge, I locked eyes with the shadowy intruder by the door. Bro, I just told you to not mess with the demon. Alright, let's see where this goes. The moment our gaze met, it was as if a switch had been flipped. The office was tossed into the void, the files and photos fading into meaningless blurs. I was no longer in control. I was pulled, dragged into the creature's penetrating crimson gaze, held captive by an unseen force. A strange energy coursed through my veins, a sensation both terrifying and intoxicating. My heart pounded in my chest, a frantic drumbeat against the silence of my mind. I couldn't look away. I couldn't. Then, a burning sensation erupted behind my eyes, a searing, agonizing pain that intensified with every passing second. I tried to scream, but no sound escaped my lips. We're gonna resist. No. Death would not take me yet. In a desperate effort to regain control, I shuddered, every fiber of my being fighting against the sudden paralysis that gripped me. The creature's eyes narrowed in challenge. It was a battle of will, a competition of mental fortitude. In that moment, my purpose had never been more clear. Whoa, 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 Q, 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 Q. I barreled through the staircase exit at the end of the hall and arrived somewhere else, somewhere unfamiliar. Fluorescent lights flickered overhead, casting long, unsettling shadows across the endless expanse of concrete floor. The air was thick with a musty, almost nauseating odor, a strange mix of dust and something vaguely metallic. There were no windows, only the monotonous hum of the lights and the occasional, unsettling creak from the walls. It was a labyrinth of identical hallways and doors. A maze. A place between places that felt very wrong. Impossible. I tried to turn back, but the door wouldn't budge. Great. I was trapped in here.
Attention all personnel. This is an emergency announcement. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. If you hear this announcement, that means you found yourself in the back rooms.
I'm in the back rooms?
Congratulations. This is a rare achievement. Your reward, death.
That's cute.
Soon you will be freed from the burden of life, annoying responsibilities, and everyday expectations. Good for you.
Bloody hell.
Day 1, hiking trail, 12:01 p.m. We finally arrived. The double doors of the bus slid open, revealing the golden light of a warm summer afternoon. My bulky pack and guitar strapped to my shoulders, I rushed through the aisle toward the exit, eager to feel the pleasant open air on my skin. I didn't realize how much I missed the outside world until my feet landed in the dewy grass. The earthy scent of the woods carried in the breeze, the surrounding trees tall enough to brush the sky. Birds called, and squirrels chattered. Bright berry bushes and thick brambles lined the lonely road. I smiled. The ticking tap of a woodpecker above captured my attention. It was pretty here, and not nearly as foreboding with my coworkers nearby. I liked it here. Maybe Camp Bear Ridge wasn't as bad as I originally thought. It just took some getting used to. I stood at the edge of the rock-strewn road, admiring the scenery and sunny tranquility of the forest. I barely registered my coworkers, completely absorbed in the sights and sounds around me. The forest was alive, vibrant, and teeming with a kind of energy I'd never experienced in the city. It was a far cry from the concrete jungle I was used to, with the constant noise and suffocating crowds. Here, I could finally breathe. Summer whipped out her phone and started calling Mr. Matthews over and over again. With each failed attempt, her grip on the phone tightened. Her sighs got shorter, sharper, until they weren't sighs at all, just angry bursts of breath, By the fifth call, she was practically stabbing the screen with her finger. I feared if Mr. Matthews didn't answer quick, Summer was going to snap. Seriously? Why isn't he answering? He always answers. Maybe he's busy. He can't be that busy. Summer tapped her foot with increasing impatience, her eyes scanning the trail as if willing him to appear. Tardiness seemed to be a serious offense in her book, one I vowed then and there to never commit. I don't know if, like, giving a hug, that might be a little bit much in this scenario, right? Like, why would you give a hug to somebody over this situation? That seems like a bit much. I'm gonna keep my distance. I hovered for a second, unsure if I should say something else. Her fingers were already flying across her phone again, calling, redialing, jaw set tight enough to crack. I thought about stepping in, offering something, anything, but the tension rolling off her was enough to stop me cold. Quietly, I took a step back, giving her space. If she needed me, I'd be right there. But for now, the last thing I wanted to do was add to the fire already burning under her skin. Summer let out a loud, exaggerated sigh. She spun on a heel and faced us boldly, tossing her perfect hair over her shoulders. Okay, people, since Ian is late, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. It's time for introductions.
Hi, I'm Summer.
The head counselor. In other words, your boss. An awkward silence filled the air. A mocking snort followed soon after, probably from one of the boys behind me. Summer ignored it. After a long moment of uncomfortable quiet, I spoke up to introduce myself.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Candace, but everyone calls me Candy.
I'm Jake.
Before the last guy got a chance to speak, Candy stepped forward, her voice booming. He's Antonio.
I'm Andre.
Not Antonio. Candy visibly deflated, shrinking back into her original spot. Awkward. Summer cleared her throat, glancing at her phone. I have no service. I can't get in contact with Ian. He's never late like this. This is so weird. I called him earlier and he answered, but it didn't seem like he wanted to be bothered. He hung up on me. He was really rude about it too. Summer pressed her lips into a fine line, her arms crossed over her chest. Well, that doesn't sound like Ian at all. He's nice to everybody, don't got a single rude bone in his body. Isn't Mr. Matthews too old for you? Summer's brows shot up. Excuse me? You talk about him like you're, you know. A wry smile pulled at the corner of Jake's lips, his gaze sparkling with amusement. Summer scoffed, a vein ticked in her forehead. Like I'm what? Use your words. Oh, you know. Does she? Nope, she doesn't, and nor does she care. Why don't you do us all a favor and shut the hell up? Acting like he didn't hear a thing, Jake continued on. Oh, she definitely knows, but don't worry, princess, your secret's safe with me. Scout's honor. Jake winked, and with a lopsided grin, he performed a mock salute. Summer rolled her eyes and took a slow, deliberate breath. Candy leaned in slightly, her tone dropping to a whisper. I'm getting a strong reading there's a smackdown in his future.
Whatever.
For one, I highly doubt you were a Boy Scout, and two, call me princess again and I'll kick your teeth in. Are we clear, princess? Never been called princess before. I think I like it. You would. Now, answer the question. Are we clear? Crystal. He laughed and gave a mock bow, twirling his marker as he did so. Oh, don't mind me. No one ever does. I never know what I'm talking about anyway. His grin was easy, filled with boyish charm, but the glint in his eye hinted at something deeper and darker. It almost felt sad. His words, "Don't mind me, no one ever does." Candy grinned, entertained by the strange conversation. Wow, this is getting juicy. Is it? Andre scratched at his jaw, his brow furrowed. He looked hopelessly confused. Another awkward silence swept over the group. Summer cleared her throat and waved a dismissive hand in Jake's direction. Anyway, as head counselor and second in command, I say we keep our butts right here and wait for Ian to show up. Why? Can't we just hike to camp from here?
Don't think so.
It's too long of a walk, especially in this heat. What if one of you pass out from heat stroke? I'm not taking responsibility for that.
Nah.
I'm not staying here. What? Oh no, you don't, mister. Andre turned, taking off for the hiking trail without looking back. His confident stride swayed most of the group in an instant. Hey, wait up! I'm coming too. Candy and Jake rushed off after him. I passed Summer a sheepish smile and followed behind them. It was always best to stick with the group, right? Darn it, fine. Wait for me. You don't know where you're going. Summer kept pace with us, refusing to be left behind. Somebody has to keep watch after y'all. The afternoon sun beat down through the canopy, dappling the hiking trail in shifting patterns of light and shadow. About 10 minutes into the hike, my steps started to drag, and before I knew it, my coworkers had left me in the dust. They were further up the path, their voices echoing faintly through the trees. I lagged behind, utterly drained. Sweat plastered my dress to my back, a testament to the grueling trek with my pack and guitar. Each step on the uneven terrain was a victory against sheer exhaustion. Maybe Summer had a point about the heat strokes. My head was pounding. A wave of dizziness washed over me. I could only imagine how much worse it could get if I didn't stop soon. Eventually, the fatigue won out. I veered off the trail and dropped onto a mossy fallen log. Stillness crept in, and I let my eyes slip shut, desperate for the spinning to stop. When I opened them again, my coworkers were gone. The trail ahead was empty. Barren. All that remained were faded footsteps in the dirt. A knot of panic tightened in my stomach. Where did they go? I only stopped for a few moments. They left me. How could they leave me? My breath hitched in my throat. I stood up, hearts pounding, half expecting them to jump out and yell, "Surprise!" But the woods remained silent, the only sound the rustling of leaves in the hot wind. Guys, hello? I called out to them, my voice echoing hauntingly. No reply. They were gone. Spooked by the unsettling silence, I pressed forward along the path, searching frantically for any familiar faces. Up ahead was a steep hill, and at the base a signpost. I thrust my head forward, struggling to make out the words. Caution, beware of bears. You may be subject to dangerous encounters or possible attacks. Hike at your own risk. I had to deal with that the other day when I was camping. Well, fortunately I didn't see any bears, but they were in the area apparently. A cold knot formed in my stomach. A bear? Here? The sound of footsteps crunching over the dirt sent a shiver up my spine. I jumped, startled by the noise. But nothing was there. The woods went silent, deathly still. Clouds choked the sun from the sky, plunging darkness over the earth. A living shadow darted past me, unnaturally swift, my breath caught in my throat. I wasn't alone. I stopped mid-stride, my gaze searching desperately for any signs of life. I spotted a dark, beaten path just off the hiking trail. Something about it seemed off. Gnarled and twisted branches jutted out of the dirt like knives, a warning not to enter. A lashing wind sifted through the trees. The bushes rumbled and shook. I couldn't tell if it was just the wind, or if someone or something was moving nearby. Oh, hell no, I'm gonna be curious about this. What the hell? Utterly repulsed and stomach churning, I turned on a heel and ran away as fast as I could. Adrenaline spiked through my veins. I pushed through the burning of my lungs and soreness in my muscles, my luggage almost weightless as I scrambled away. A break in the trees up ahead. A river. Water crashed and frothed below a wooden footbridge. The first hurried step on the plank seemed sturdy. The second step, less so. The third step was dangerously wobbly. The fourth plank gave out completely, snapping in two and falling into the depths of the stream. I stumbled, my foot caught in the gap. I couldn't move, captured and ensnared like a rat in a trap. No! My heartbeat raced, my breath bursting in and out. I couldn't swim, and even if I could, the current was too strong. Thoughts of being washed away by a river drowning, consumed by nature's cruel tide, flashed through my mind. I can't die here. Let's free ourselves. I swallowed my fear. I buried it down into the depths of my stomach and locked it away. Then I twisted around and grabbed my ankle and pulled the hardest I could. Whoa, 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 W. Oh my god, D. My foot remained trapped as the bridge finally gave way. What the hell? I plummeted into the rushing water, the world a chaos of churning currents and splintered wood. Just as I thought I was done for, strong hands grabbed me, hauling me back into the bank. It was summer dragging me back into the solid land. Oh my goodness. Back to the present, I guess. The darkness pressed in and swallowed me. I couldn't see a thing. Remember this hallway. You know how I'm gonna remember.
If you're still alive, I suppose it's my job to help you, isn't it?
Yeah, you know how I'm gonna remember this hallway. I don't know if this might have messed up the recording a little bit, but I just took a screenshot. We're gonna remember this hallway, all right.
Observe your surroundings carefully. Memorize the furniture, the walls, the ceilings.
Let me just. All right. The ceilings. Oh, what the hell? Well, we got our screenshot, so. Thank goodness the lights are back on. Christ, I spoke too soon.
Keep your flashlight close. If you spot an anomaly, shine your light on the problem, and it should go away. Probably.
I drew my flashlight from my belt. Just when I needed much better. I need to find a way out of this godforsaken place.
Remain calm, rely on your senses, and the light will guide your path. Observe and overcome. Or die. Horribly. Ta-ta!
Okay, this is not an anomaly. This door is normal, nothing special about it, promise. This is an anomaly. It looks similar to the normal door, but there are key differences. The eyes behind it are glowing. The door is open. It should be closed. How to fix an anomaly. You see something off? Left click and hold your mouse on the anomaly until it's gone. But be careful. If something is not an anomaly, best leave it alone, or you may regret it. Oh, I just love games like these. All right. Exit. Is there a massive hole in the ground? Since when? Are you sure you want to take the elevator? You may have missed something on this floor. Alright, let's check again. 5th floor. We're on the 5th floor. probably good to know. Whoa, wait a minute, what the hell is this? Wait. Like... Whoa, okay, hold on. Hold on. I think I'm finding anomalies. That shouldn't be there. This looks fine. The hole should not be there. The footprints should not be there. This is a lot. Alright, what about the ceiling? I think we're good. I think we're okay. Alright. Let's proceed. Whoa, get the fuck out. Nah, hell no. Get out of here, bro. Ain't no way am I fucking with no demons today. This has got to go too. Oh, man. Alright, the hole's got to go. Are the plants a different color or am I tripping? They look blue. Is that right? Okay. Alright. Good. Good. I think we are okay. Let's go on. Let's keep it moving. Any demons? Oh. What? Game over. Did I miss something? The darkness pressed in and swallowed me. I couldn't see a thing. I did screw up. We're missing the photo here. Our portrait. Whoa, you gotta go. This ain't right. Both of these are not right. Is this chair? I don't think it's the right color. This shouldn't be here. That shouldn't be there. Alright, I think we are okay. You gotta go. See ya. Why did it make it sound like that? These gotta go. Feels like this sound is getting... Did it get like deeper or something? Or am I crazy? Alright, let's try to be thorough here. I don't think these markings are supposed to be here. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Made a bad decision. I think I have to just roll with it. Okay. Oh, hey, relax. Oh, that's not right. Okay. Oh. Do we have everything? I think we do. I think we do. Alright, let's proceed. Demon? Demon? Quick save. I forgot that was a thing. It's probably a good time to use that button. Is that the right shade of green? Wait a minute. Demon? I mean, it looks green. Could just be the lighting. It doesn't look blue like before. So this could be alright. You, though. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Alright, cool. Great. I would have died there if I didn't do that. I think we're good. No demons. Okay, good start. That's not good. The hell did I miss? Game over. Wait, you talking trash? I'm trying to get to my save point. Ah, here we are. This has gotta be it right here. Quick save. Run, boy, run. Where's my quick save? Q. Can't believe this game's trying to talk trash to me because I hit the skip button. The hell? I'm the Lion of Legend. I'll be... The hell? Ain't no way. We're gonna clear this. We're gonna get this done. Just you watch. Okay. I think we're in the clear. It looks alright. Yeah. Alright, let's proceed. After what felt like an eternity, I made it out of that labyrinth. Somehow, impossibly, I was back in my office again. Everything felt normal. My surroundings made sense. This was the reality I remembered. Not whatever nightmare that was.
Oliver.
Good evening. I jumped back violently, immediately reaching for the comforting weight of my gun. When the shadowy creature made no effort to attack, I hesitated. Those penetrating crimson eyes, once dreadfully intimidating, seemed docile now. Its body, which was nearly naked and unmistakably feminine, hovered above ground with an unfathomable lightness, floating, weightless as a feather. This thing, she, was beyond my comprehension. Baffled, I stared in stunned silence, my brain struggling to make sense of it all.
Don't be afraid.
Her sultry, otherworldly voice was a soft, disarming whisper. I lowered my weapon, intrigued by the strange turn of events. This was not how I expected the end of my shift to go. She reached out to me, shadowy whips circled around her slender fingers. It was a surprisingly intimate gesture, a trap, maybe, or perhaps an attempt to make a connection. My hand twitched, the rational part of my brain screaming at the sheer insanity of the idea. Everything about this creature defied logic, defied everything I thought I knew about the world. To touch her, it was like reaching into the unknown, a gamble with stakes I couldn't even begin to comprehend. She had every opportunity to kill me tonight, but she didn't. Was there a chance this being meant no harm? Am I gooning if I touch her? So I'm gonna touch her. Slowly, hesitantly, I extended my own hand. My palm felt clamming, my fingers trembling. The fluorescent lights of my office seemed to dim, the sounds of the city outside fading into a distant hum. It was as if the world was holding its breath, waiting to see what would happen next. The gap between us closed. Her fingers, long and slender with nails like polished obsidian, brushed against my skin. A jolt of electricity shot up my arm, but it wasn't painful. It was strange. Sensations flooded my mind, images and emotions that weren't my own. She carried a sense of ancientness, of vastness, power that dwarfed anything I had ever encountered. And beneath it all, a profound loneliness.
You, the protector of the weak and downtrodden. You help people. You save them. I've watched you. I see you.
I swallowed deeply, struggling to find my voice.
You've been watching me. Why?
Watching you is fascinating. You intrigue me. You are different from the others. You care. You help.
It is my job to help, yes. Is that why you watch me? Do you need my help too?
She didn't answer, but her pleading eyes said it all.
What are you, really? You don't seem like an abnormal. A monster would have killed me by now.
You seek the truth. I can tell you. But it requires payment.
What kind of payment?
A kiss.
Huh? A soft sigh escaped her lips, her gaze searching mine with an intensity that made my heart race. The air between us was thick with unspoken words. A kiss in exchange for knowledge? I couldn't even imagine the secret she kept close to her chest. If there was a chance to know. I mean, I guess Starfire does that. You know, she kisses to learn language, just like the other Tamaranians. It might be pretty similar. I gave in, hesitantly, giving her shadowy cheek a tentative kiss, a small peck. Well, it doesn't work on the cheek, but whatever works in this scenario.
Kiss me like you mean it.
Okay, yes, mommy. I felt an invisible pull, a force drawing me closer to her, bridging the impossible gap between our worlds. Her fingers tightened around mine, the coldness of her touch sending another jolt through my arm. This time it wasn't jarring, it was comforting, familiar even. Her face was inches from mine, her crimson eyes pools of ancient wisdom and vulnerability. I could see the intricate patterns etched into her skin, swirling lines that seemed to shift and change with unnatural motion. Her lips met hers with a tenderness that surprised me. Or my lips. Whoa. Okay. Not safe for work stuff. It was a kiss unlike any I had ever experienced, a merging of worlds, a collision of the tangible and the ethereal. I deepened the kiss, my hand finding the way to the back of her head, my fingers threading through her silky hair. Her lips parted slightly, and I could feel her energy flowing into me, strengthening me, filling the void within my soul. When I wrapped my arms around her, she curved into my touch, her body arching gracefully. I cupped her breast, kneading the softness with rhythmic squeezes. I thought we just needed a kiss. Yo, if this gets any deeper, I might have to, cut this video. How could I resist? She felt so good within my palms, as if this was where she was meant to be, right here on my desk, thighs spread apart and me seated between them. There would be no more loneliness, no more watching from the dark, no more distance, no more mind games, no more fear. Why request a kiss when she could have every inch of me instead? I sucked her lower lip, familiarizing myself with the softness of her mouth. The needy moan that escaped her was heavenly. To call this being merely perfect would be a vast understatement. I was aroused, feverish, my length straining against the fabric of my slacks. I yearned to bury myself into the depths of her shadowy soul, to map every corrupted fold and sink deep into the true nature of her core. When we finally broke apart, gasping for breath, I felt irrevocably changed. The world around me seemed sharper, more vibrant, imbued with a sense of magic I never thought possible. In her eyes, I saw not a monster, but a kindred spirit. She was a being of immense power and loneliness, reaching out for connection in a universe that had cast her adrift. Then, as abruptly as she had appeared, she was gone.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell indeed. Back to 1999. Coughing and sputtering, I collapsed onto the muddy bank, waterlogged and shivering. My clothes clung to me, heavy and cold, each movement sending a wave of icy discomfort through my body. I gasped for breath, my lungs burning from the shock and exertion. My heart hammered against my ribs, a frantic rhythm against the sudden stillness. Suddenly I was surrounded by the others. Their faces swam into focus. Was that annoyance? Concern? It was hard to tell through the blur of my own panic. Candy was there, her brow furrowed, though on her it looked more like cartoon confusion than actual worry. Her usual bright energy shimmered just beneath the surface, barely contained. Summer was assessing the damage to the collapsed bridge, shaking her head. Jake twirled his marker between his fingers, eyes locked on the crashing waves below. A crooked, unhinged grin tugged at his lips, like he wouldn't mind if the sea swallowed him whole. Andre leaned against the tree, arms crossed, expression unreadable. He looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. Are you okay? What happened?
No.
You guys left me, that's what happened. You mean you left us? We reached the fork in the path, then we turned around and you were gone. We looked everywhere for you. Good thing we found you before you became fish food.
I hate to say it, but Jake's not wrong. First rule of hiking, stick to the marked trails. This bridge has been crumbling for years. Campers are strictly warned to avoid it. And staff? We should know better. Trying to cross was like begging for disaster. What were you thinking?
I stumbled over my thoughts, scrambling for an excuse. What could I even say? That I bolted off the trail like a fool because of a shadow? That something was after me? They'd think I'd lost my mind.
Sorry, I messed up. Big time. It won't happen again.
Summer crossed her arms over her chest, unconvinced.
It better not. No more bridges, no more being chased after by bums. From now on, you're sticking with a partner.
A partner?
That's right. Here at Camp Bear Ridge, we got a buddy system. Newcomers get paired up for a few days to watch each other's backs, stick together, and stay out of trouble. Normally, it's for the 12-year-olds, but since you've got a talent for finding chaos, I'm making an exception. You've officially lost your solo privileges.
I winced. A partner? Seriously?
I don't need a partner. I've just had some bad luck lately, and...
I'm doing this for your own good, Jenny. You'll thank me later. Your assigned bunny is...
Me.
Of course. I blinked, stunned. Don't look so shocked. I know these woods better than anyone. I've been through every trail, every cave, every animal burrow in a 10-mile radius. I taught the survival course. Twice. Jake rolled his eyes. And she's very proud of it. Of course I am. You need someone who will make sure you won't get eaten by a bear or fall through another bridge. No offense, but none of you are qualified. So congratulations, Jenny. Until I deem you adequately camp savvy, you're under my wing. Ooh, she's in the summer program now. Poor girl. Laugh all you want, but Jenny needs structure, and no one's better at structure than me. Before I could protest, Summer grabbed my wrist and tugged me forward. Then, with ceremonial flair, she clapped her hand firmly over mine. There, bonded, like a contract in blood, only less messy. I stared at her, unsure if I was supposed to be grateful or terrified. We'll start with trail safety drills tomorrow at dawn. You've got a lot to learn. Try not to cry when she makes you eat tree bark. Only in emergencies. I give it 2 days before she snaps. I give it 1 before she thanks me. She said it with that infuriating confidence of someone who'd never been wrong in her life. Summer's lips curled with quiet satisfaction. There, see? Teamwork.
After some time, we reached a clearing in the trees. The sun blazed overhead, casting golden warmth across the open land. In the center stood the main cabin of Camp Bear Ridge, rustic and sturdy, the wood-paneled exterior weathered by time. Wide fields of flat, open ground stretched endlessly beyond the massive structure. It seemed perfect for pitching tents and setting up campfire circles. I expected the buzz of preparation. Camp counselors arriving in groups, hauling gear, laughing, unpacking supplies, maybe arguing over tent spots. But there was none of that. No walkie-talkie chatter, no hurried footsteps, barely any parked cars. Just us, standing in a vast sunlit clearing that felt far too quiet for what was supposed to be counselor training. Bear Ridge was the most popular summer camp in all of New Empress. The place should be teeming with activity this time of year, shouldn't it? Jake was the first to speak up.
Whoa.
Is it always this quiet? Yeah, where is everyone?
Oh.
I don't know. This is strange. For a brief second, Summer's confident facade faltered. Her eyes scanned the clearing, narrowed and alert, like she was calculating something. Her posture stiffened, the corners of her mouth twitching downward. Uncertainty flickered across her face like a shadow, swift but noticeable. That brief crack in her armor said more than words ever could. Then, just as quickly, she straightened her shoulders and smoothed the tension from her face. Maybe everyone's running late. Let's check in with Ian. Summer led our advance to the main cabin. Candy tapped my shoulder. Where's Andre? I shrugged, my gaze sweeping over the campgrounds. There was no sign of him anywhere. We stopped at the front door of the cabin. Summer reached for the knob and pulled. It didn't budge. Huh? She tried again, twisting harder, then rattling it, still locked. That's not right. Ian's always here eagerly to greet everyone. He practically lives in this place. She backpedaled and scanned the front of the cabin. That's when I noticed it. Wait, there's something on the door. I stepped closer and peeled a wind-ruffled piece of paper from where it hung crookedly on the cabin doorframe. The ink had bled slightly, like it had been written in a hurry. Candy peered over my shoulder at the letter. That's from Mr. Matthews. I know his handwriting. It's like chicken scratch. Give me that. She snatched the letter from my hand and read it out loud.
Hey, Bear Ridge superstars. Got a family emergency that needs handling, but I'll be back before the kids arrive.
Please use your tents for shelter instead of the cabins for now. Long story, plumbing issue. There's a cooler with food and drinks locked in the back shed. Keys are with Norman. Stick to the itinerary and I'll see you soon. Behave yourselves, Mr. Matthews.
Huh? Who's Norman? Looking for me? I yelped, spinning so fast I nearly tripped over my own feet. Candy shrieked, hiding behind me, and clinging to my shoulders for protection. Even Summer flinched. I locked eyes with a lanky redhead wearing thick-rimmed glasses, his pale face splashed with freckles. Judging by the Camp Air Ridge uniform and keys jangling on his waist, this must be the guy Mr. Matthews mentioned in his letter, Norman. Christ, Norman, you scared us. What'd I tell you about sneaking up on folks? I wasn't sneaking around. I've been here all morning. It's you guys who showed up late. Summer raised her palm, silencing him.
Whatever.
Ian said you had the keys to the shed. Yeah. His trembling fingers fumbled with the shed key before he shoved it into Summer's outstretched hand. He couldn't meet her gaze, his eyes darting around as if searching for an escape. Even as a newcomer, it didn't take long to see Norman was a total pushover. I almost felt sorry for him. Norman's gaze flickered to me, Jake and Candy. You guys must be the new counselors.
Welcome to Camp Bear Ridge. Yay!
I, wish Mr. Matthews was here to greet you guys, but you read the note, right? Norman sighed deeply, his brown eyes dark, troubled. He was acting weird before he left, like something was really wrong.
I'm really worried about Mr. Matthews.
Jake, Candy, and I exchanged wary glances. Summer flipped her hair over her shoulder, a smug grin plastered on her face. Obsessed much? Norman's cheeks flushed a vivid red. Obsessed? No, just worried. Ian's fine. You're overreacting like usual. He'll be back before we know it, and everything will be smooth sailing once again. We'll do our jobs, take care of the kids, and get paid, just like every summer. So take a breath, Norman, do your little job, and try not to spiral, okay? He nodded obediently.
Sorry.
Okay, Summer. That sounds fine and dandy, but where is everyone? Shouldn't more counselors be here for training? Norman hesitated, then glanced toward the narrow hiking trail snaking through the dense forest, dappled with golden sunlight and lined with ferns. Some of the others are arriving late. Ian told me to expect a second group this afternoon. I'll go wait for them. Someone has to make sure they don't wander off into the woods like Jenny here did. Norman perked up immediately, shaking his head a little too fast. No, I've got it. I'll go. You've got enough on your plate, Summer. It's the least I can do. Summer raised an eyebrow. You sure? I don't mind. Positive. I insist. He gave her a hopeful smile, the kind that screamed pick-me energy without saying a word. I'll let them know where to go. Give them the grand tour. You should, rest. You deserve it, Summer. No one fought him on it. Summer shrugged and waved them off, already losing interest.
Whatever.
Suit yourself. Without another word, Norman turned and started down the trail, shoulders hunched like he was bracing for something. I watched him disappear around the bend, a weird unease settling in my stomach. I didn't know the guy, but the way he walked off alone like that, it felt wrong. Summer clapped her hands twice, sharp and authoritative.
All right, listen up. The sun is going down soon, and unless you want to spend the night being feasted on by mosquitoes, I suggest you pick a spot and start setting up your tents.
She stepped forward, eyes scanning the tree-ringed clearing with a natural authority, like the forest itself had elected her in charge.
Try to spread out a bit. Plenty of space. No need to be on top of each other. And keep your gear close. I don't want to hear anyone crying about their stuff getting soaked in dew or getting dragged off by some curious critter.
No one argued. We scattered, quietly sizing up the open land around us. The forest was still, the shadows growing longer. I had to get this tent set up fast. I chose a flat patch of ground a little ways from the others, where the grass had been pressed down by time or traffic. I couldn't tell. It looked good enough. Unzipping the tent bag felt like a puzzle in itself. I'd practiced once in my backyard, but now that the pressure was on, I nearly forgot the entire process. I glanced around. Candy was already halfway through setting hers up with a smug little smirk. Jake hadn't even started yet, and Andre looked like he was about to build a cabin out of spite. I turned back to my mess. The tent fabric flopped like a dead fish, and one of the poles was trying to stab me in the shin. I took a deep breath, crouched down, and tried again, slower this time, stake by stake, pole by pole, one weird little clip at a time. Build tent. Getting killed by wildlife is one of the rarest ways to die while camping in a national park. You're more likely to trip, drown, or get lost than be mauled by a bear. Eventually it stood, sort of. The tent leaned a little to the left and sagged in the middle like it was tired just being alive. But it was up, technically. Should I spruce this place up a bit, or keep it natural? Let's do pink and pretty. Need some extra sparkle in your life? This girly tent overflows with soft pink hues, twinkling fairy lights, and charming accents, perfect for a magical escape. Well, green and earthy. Find your sanctuary in this lush, vibrant tent, adorned with cascading hanging plants and intertwining vines. It brings the serene beauty of nature indoors. We're already in nature. Pink and pretty, just the flair this place needed. I made up my bed and fluffed up my spare hoodie into a makeshift pillow. The fairy lights cast a soft glow overhead, making the nylon walls shimmer like moonlight on a quiet lake. I laid back on my bed, legs crossed at the ankles, the smell of grass, fabric, and distant campfire smoke settling around me. For the first time all day, I felt good. Not perfect, but good. I pulled out my songbook, its corners bent and cover scribbled on, and flipped to a blank page. My pen hovered, then landed. The words arrived slowly, careful and unsure, as if they weren't quite ready to be seen. I used to tremble at the break of dawn/shadows, danced until the courage was gone. I tapped the page, mouth pursed, hummed a little melody, scribbled a G chord. The tent may have been crooked, but in that moment, it felt like my own tiny studio. I could hear the guitar in my head already, low and steady, humming under the lyrics. Outside, the evening wind rustled through the trees. Inside, I kept writing. Then came the footsteps. Soft at first, crunching lightly through the grass outside. I froze, pen hovering above the page. Someone was close. A shadow moved across the thin nylon wall. Before I could call out, the flap opened. Summer slipped inside without a warning. No knock and no announcement. She strolled inside like she owned the place, hair still perfect like the humidity had signed a peace treaty with her. Ugh, it's like a sauna out there. Summer spotted the songbook in my hands. She snatched it, shamelessly scouring the pages. Hey! I lunged for my book, but Summer held it just out of reach. Relax, this is your songbook, right? Don't worry, I'm just taking a small peep. I bet you have plenty of campfire songs prepared, right, for the campers? I swallowed nervously. My stomach nodded as Summer flipped through the pages. Bloom? This the latest song you've been working on? Yeah, it's not done yet. I like the lyrics so far. Powerful. How about you strum a tune and we perform it together? My vocals, your guitar. You up for it? My stomach churned with nausea. Play my guitar? In front of Summer? She laughed, the nervousness written across my face impossible to miss. Come on, Jenny, it's just me. There's nothing to be shy about. You gotta stop being such a wallflower and live a little. Summer handed me my guitar. With shaky fingers, I positioned my guitar in my lap, the familiar weight somewhat comforting. I considered chickening out, but the thought of disappointing Summer gnawed at me. I couldn't let her down. I could do this. I exhaled deeply, closed my eyes, and let my fingers strum across the strings. At this point, it was all muscle memory.
Darkness trembled at the break of dawn. Shadows crept until all courage was gone. But the sun whispers secrets to the sky. Don't fear falling, you're born to rise. Darkness trembled at the break of dawn.
I brought our song to a soft close, lingering on the final chord. You play that guitar like you were born for it.
Good.
I'm impressed. I froze for a beat, then a goofy grin pulled at my lips before I could stop it. Praise wasn't something I heard often, especially from someone like Summer. Really? Really. I can't wait to hear you at the campfire. The kids are gonna love you.
Thank you.
Summer handed back my songbook and made herself at home in my tent. She dropped on the foot of my bed like she owned it, kicking off her shoes and leaning back on her elbows. She eyed the string lights I hung up earlier. It's real nice in here. Cozy. I wasn't expecting a person like you to be capable of building anything like this. You're kind of a mess. My high came crashing down instantly. I didn't know whether to thank her or be offended. Summer had that effect on people, like you'd just been complimented and insulted in the same breath, and she expected you to say thanks either way. Cheeks warming, I closed my songbook and slipped it under my pillow. Out of her line of sight, Summer snorted at that. You know, you almost gave me a heart attack earlier when we found you on that bridge. I still don't get what you were thinking, crossing a bridge like that. She shook her head and laughed. I'm honestly a tad bit worried for the kids under your charge, because you, hon, are a walking disaster. She was antagonizing me now. No sugarcoating, no sweet smiles, just throwing salt on the wound like she wanted to see me squirm. And the worst part? It reminded me of high school again. The days I kept my head down and counted the seconds until the bell rang. I could still hear the sharp giggles, feel the eyes on my back, the way every step felt like walking a tightrope over mockery. What do you want, Summer? Why are you really here? Honestly, I'm bored. Candy's spouting about her spiritual alignment to Andre, Jake's drawing on himself like a freak, and Norman still isn't back yet. I figured I'd see what the quiet girl was up to. We're buddies, aren't we? Partners. I'm supposed to watch after you like a newborn lamb. Summer's words threw me off. I couldn't tell if she was mocking me again, or if, buried somewhere beneath all that attitude, she actually cared about me. I mustered my courage, lifted my chin, and met Summer's gaze boldly. That was it. I had enough of the mind games and snide remarks. Let's call her out. If this is your idea of looking after me, you're doing a horrible job. Summer's brows shot up. For someone so used to running the show, she looked genuinely stunned, like it hadn't occurred to her that anyone might push back, especially someone like me. The tent felt different then, uncomfortable, like the ground had shifted just an inch under her feet. Excuse me? The digs, the little remarks, you act like it's all just innocent teasing, but it's not. It's constant. Summer's eyes twitched. It was barely noticeable, but enough to betray her. The first flicker of discomfort from someone who always looked untouchable. I left home to get away from this exact kind of thing, from people like you. I was bullied in high school, relentlessly. Every time you laugh at me or twist my words or try to make me feel small, it feels like I never left. The tent went quiet. I hadn't mean to say that much, but once the words were started, they tumbled out. Yeah, I didn't know she was going to say all that. And the way you treat Norman? Summer raised her palm, cutting me off.
Don't think so.
Nuh-uh, let me stop you right there. That's what this is about? Norman? Really? She scoffed, flipping her perfect hair over her shoulders. There's a reason why I treat Norman how I do, and you're here yapping your jaw like you've got the full picture. Newsflash, you don't. There's history here, more than you've seen, and talking like you got it all figured out just makes you look like a fool. I was almost afraid to ask about the real picture, but... What happened between you and Norman? Summer sucked her teeth. The sound was sharp, annoyed. Whatever it was between her and Norman, she wasn't ready to spill it. Not yet. Her balls were up, and I could tell pressing further wouldn't get me any answers. Not tonight. I don't want to talk about it, it doesn't matter. But you know what does? You comparing me to some high school bully. That isn't me. That isn't me at all. Could have fooled me. I gasped. That did it. Summer straightened, arms crossed tight over her chest. I tried my best not to crumble under the heat of her glare. You think you've got me all figured out, don't you? I know how you make people feel, and maybe that's enough. Oh, please, grow a backbone. Don't talk to me like that. The words cracked out louder than I meant. My voice wavered, but I didn't back down. My eyes burned hot with tears I couldn't blink away fast enough. Yo, this is escalating way more than I actually meant to do. I thought we were just gonna be like, yo, like, you know, you're saying some things, kind of make me uncomfortable. Can we, like, you know, tone it down a little bit? And, like, that would be the end of it. I didn't know it was gonna go this deep. I'm ruining the relationship. Or maybe Summer ruined the relationship. I don't know. You act like you're above everyone, like we're just pieces in your little game. Well, I'm done playing. Yeah, I think this is like going kind of far. Like, I really don't think it's this deep. I didn't mean it to go this deep. Summer rolled her eyes, but I caught the twitch in her jaw, the way her foot tapped against the tent floor. I came here hoping for a fresh start, and you're just a reminder of everything I was trying to escape. The tears fell now, unstoppable. My throat was tight. Words barely getting out. I couldn't be here, not one more second. I shoved past her, throwing open the tent flap. The cool night air outside hit my face like a slap, but I welcomed it. I didn't get far.
Jenny, wait!
She chased after me, grabbing my arm with more gentleness than I expected. I turned to face her, tears still falling, chest heaving. Summer looked shaken. Her gaze faltered, fixed somewhere near my boots. She opened her mouth, then closed it again, jaw tight like she was holding something back. Her other hand twitched at her side, like they wanted to reach for me but couldn't quite make the leap.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. God, I didn't mean for it to go like that.
She reached up and wiped the tears from my cheeks with her thumb, her touch surprisingly tender.
Jenny, please don't cry. Not because of me.
She guided me behind a tree, away from the prying eyes of our co-workers. I didn't stop her. Her hand remained clasped around my arm, steady and warm, supportive. There was something softer about her now, something I hadn't seen before, as if all her sharp edges had dulled, just for me. I stood there frozen, heart pounding, when she leaned in to whisper reassurances in my ear.
I'm not your enemy. And this isn't high school anymore. anyone bothers you, I'll kill them. I swear it, Jenny. They will die screaming in pure agony.
I have a feeling she's not joking.
And I'll just laugh, because they deserve it. And I'll get my act together. I promise. No more hot and cold.
Her words, rough-edged but sincere, settled over me like a worn quilt on a cold night. The sting in my chest began to fade, the tears in my eyes drying before I even noticed. Tucked away beneath the hush of the moonlit woods, Summer gently cupped my jaw. Her eyes locked onto mine, steady and certain. There was no hesitation, no plea. Summer knew what she wanted and intended to take it, unapologetically.
You're mine now.
Well, I wasn't expecting her to apologize, make out with us, and then say that, we're hers. It be what it be. I guess that's all it is. The moment her soft lips touched mine, my knees went weak. She took the lead without hesitation, like this was something she'd planned all along. Her mouth brushed mine with a kind of practiced ease that left me breathless. Every movement was deliberate, assured. I didn't have to think, didn't have to wonder. I just followed her lead, melting into the kiss. It was unlike anything I've ever experienced. Then a scream tore through the woods. Sharp, shrill, and unmistakably human. Was that Norman? We both froze. It wasn't far. It sounded like Norman? He's probably dead. Oliver's apartment, day 2.
New Empress City was a chaotic symphony of noise outside my window. It was nearly midnight, yet the sirens continued to wail, emergency vehicles rushing through the streets endlessly.
What about the demon that we made out with?
Flickers of neon lashed at the windows. My ceiling was a mess of shifting light, red and gold flickering in the corners of my blurred vision. The city was being swallowed whole by crime, and I could do nothing but lay here in bed and seethe and cope and piss and shit. My shirt half unbuttoned and tie hanging loosely around my neck. I cradled my glass of scotch to my chest. It was warm from neglect, the ice slowly withering away. My gaze occasionally drifted to the open files on my desk. Pages fanned out haphazardly, as if they were waiting for me to admit my failure. The Bear Ridge Ripper case. It was a puzzle with too many missing pieces. Betrayal was going cold. I should be going over them, playing the tapes again and again, reading the witness statements until something finally gives. But I do not move. I raised my drink to my lips. It stung as it went down. I wished it burned hotter. I wished the alcohol scorched a fire so potent in my soul that it gave me the purpose, the incorruptible zeal, to carry on. It never did. I often wondered if it was worth indulging in such a poison. Perhaps it was better to stew in my inadequacy and let the wound fester, to feel the brunt of my suffering until the ache dulled naturally. Surely that was a possibility, wasn't it?
Oliver.
Oh, there's
I
the demon.
heard her at the edge of my consciousness. Her voice a longing whisper, curling into my ear, soft as smoke, and just as suffocating. The haunting symphony dragged across my thoughts like fingernails on old wood. Her foreboding presence had followed me outside the office, into my home. I didn't fight it. I let her settle into the hollow between my ribs. It was insanity, really. The way I didn't take off running and screaming whenever she called out to me. The glass in my hand tilted slightly, liquid amber swaying. I brought the drink to my lips again. The scotch burned, but not enough to drown her out. Not enough to wash away the blackness the ISWA had stained on my heart.
A knock at the door. 3 short taps. I kept still. More knocking. I considered ignoring it, letting it go. Whoever it was would get the hint. No one should be knocking at this hour. Not unless they wanted something. Blood, answers, or worse, both. I set the glass down on the nightstand, the sound of it meeting wood far too loud in the quiet.
Rookie.
The mere sight of his ridiculous, arrogant smile at this hour drew a curse from my lips.
Bloody hell.
What was this fool doing here? I had enough problems already. I wasn't in the mood to add the cleaner to the list. I brought drinks. Alright, come inside. I already have drinks. Great, now you have more. He invited himself inside, stepping past my rigid form. Intrigued and exasperated, I allowed him to stay. For now. You're not allergic to cats, right? Bro, the cat followed you too? I gazed at Leo scampering in behind the cleaner. So that explained how the furry friend ended up in my office. Leo was the cleaner's cat. Curious. Sorry to disturb your sleep, or private drinking session, or whatever it is you do at this hour, but I have news. The boss man, the old bald guy with a bad habit of popping up when you least expect it like a jump scare, thinks we make a good team. I've been assigned as your partner, permanently. Well, until one of us dies horribly, I mean. You're good at your job. I'm good at my job. It's a perfect match. I scoffed. His annoyingly perfect smile managed to chip away at my defenses. Slightly. A perfect match? I doubt it. Not sure if you noticed or not, but the abnormal problem, it's getting worse by the day. They're multiplying. For every one we eliminate, countless others seem to emerge. The boss is getting desperate. He thinks if we work together, if I show you the ropes, humanity might have a chance. It's not every day we get a detective of your caliber joining our ranks. I believe in us, Ollie. Seriously. His uncomfortable comments didn't faze me. I simply moved past him toward my evidence board. The old man. You can see him too. Of course I see him. He's our boss.
Oh, interesting.
Also, want to tell me why you have this handsome mug pinned on the murder board?
What?
I pivoted, staring at him incredulously. Because he has the ability to traverse time and space, perhaps? The old geezer jumped out of an instructional CD from the 1960s. Somehow, he was at my desk. He was speaking to me, engaging with me, with us. Either we're out of our bloody minds or...
Yeah, no.
We aren't crazy. He said it with such firm conviction that I almost believed him. Listen, rookie, life with the ISWA alters you. I don't know how or why, but once you're in this line of work, you start seeing things normal people can't. Once you're exposed to abnormals, there's no going back. I sighed heavily. Of course I'd work a job that drives me insane. Just my luck.
Oh, cupcakes?
Without asking, he swept up one of my red velvet cupcakes from the coffee table and devoured it all in one bite, like a rabid animal.
Unholy hell. That's one good-ass cupcake. Did you make this?
Yes, I bake in my free time, not that that's any of your business.
It's my business now, rookie. We're partners. I gotta know every last thing about you from the mundane to your deepest, darkest fears. Like your favorite socks, for example, or the existential dread of being the last person left in a desolate, post-apocalyptic void of nothingness.
He chuckled awkwardly. Oops, sorry. I was self-projecting a bit there, but you get the point. He licked the cupcake liner shamelessly, eating every last crumb. I shook my head, eyeing the glistening sword strapped to his back, deadly sharp, the edge stained with blood. His muscled arms bore the marks of a warrior, faded scars hinting at a history of conflict and resilience. There was a delicate balance in him, poised between sophistication, madness, and barbarity. I didn't know what to make of this cleaner. I wasn't particularly a fan of his company, but I didn't have the willpower to kick him out. Yet. Besides, I had questions. He quite possibly had answers.
Oliver.
Her voice tinkled at my consciousness, relentless, persistent. I popped open a cheap beer, more alcohol to take the edge off. The cleaner collapsed onto the couch as if he owned the place, kicking his feet up on the table. I nudged his ankle, pushing his feet off my furniture. Decided to turn up the music volume a little bit there. He made a face at me. I rolled my eyes, then joined him on the couch.
I assume you have a name?
Kai. Kai Goldenapple.
Kai.
I stared at him blankly. Golden apple? How ridiculous. I thought about pressing him for more, but my thoughts kept drifting back to her. She was unlike anything I've ever encountered before. She left a mark on me I'd never forget. Yeah, I bet. I called her the Peeker. Then there was Kai, unforgettable as well. Who is it that refuses to fade from my thoughts? The choice will impact the story. We're gonna ask about Kai, because I feel like if I tell Kai about the Keeper or the Peeker, he's gonna be like, yo, like, we should probably kill it, and I'm not feeling that right now. Alright, Kai Golden Apple, before we go any further, I must ask, how on earth do you know where I live? You know the ISWA has extensive files and records on all of its employees, right? It wasn't hard to pull yours up. The room spun. Whether it was from the alcohol or Kai's casual admission of violating privacy laws, I wasn't sure.
Ollie?
Hell, Ollie, you're as pale as a ghost. Drink. He tapped the beer in my hand. I drained the bottle. My stomach turned for a moment, then settled. I fought the urge to lash out. My muscles twitched with suppressed violence. Are you insane? Combing through confidential files of the people you know. Is that normal behavior for you? Should I be concerned? He had the grace to look sheepish, at least.
Ooh, awkward.
Is that a hypothetical question, or are you expecting an answer?
Kai.
Kai, you could have just asked me, damn you. You had no right to go snooping. Kai's jaw tightened.
Rookie.
Chill out, rookie. Careful. Don't want to pop a vein looking that furious, do we? My grip on the bottle tightened. The look I shot him was lethal.
Bloody hell.
Keep antagonizing me. See where it gets you. The room went silent. Tension oozed between us, thick and unrelenting. In that moment, I didn't give a shite whether he was a cleaner, a professional monster slayer, or whatever else the bastard claimed to be. Eventually, Kai cracked beneath the heat of my glare. His hands shot up in surrender. He was in the wrong, and he knew it. All right, relax, Ollie. You've got the face of a man who hasn't pooped in days. He imitated the face, puffing out his cheeks. Fine, I screwed up. I shouldn't have snooped through your precious little files. Happy? Suddenly, bone-weary and exhausted, I sighed heavily and looked away, sinking further into the couch cushions. I had a feeling that was the best apology I was going to get from a man like Kai. Do not do it again, understand? He grumbled something under his breath. It sounded close enough to acknowledgement. And stop calling me that. My name is not Ollie. That made his mouth curve slightly. Oliver has too many syllables. Ollie, though, perfect. My nose wrinkled. Christ. The moment of silence that followed was a bit uncomfortable, but not nearly as fraught with tension as before. I caught the sight of the subtle scar above Kai's eyebrow, a tiny line I hadn't noticed until now. He cleared his throat, his features softening for a moment with an unexpected vulnerability. Listen, I usually work alone, alright? No friends, no attachments, no weaknesses. So when the boss assigned us as partners, I might have had a panic attack. Or two. I'll be honest, when I fell into the sewers with the Clogfather, I thought for sure I was a dead man. Thought I'd finally met my match. But you... He averted his gaze and shifted uncomfortably on the couch. You kept me alive, somehow. You were smart, efficient, a quick thinker, better than any operator I've ever worked with, and it was only your first day. And damn it, I was curious. I wanted to know more about you. I had to know, so I... You pulled up my files. He swallowed hard.
Sorry.
Right. Curiosity killed the cat. I went silent for a moment, mulling over his confession. A strange warmth bloomed in my chest, entirely unexpected. Flattered wasn't a strong enough word. To hear the notoriously solitary and arrogant Kai admit to panic attacks over a partnership, to being saved, to being curious about me, it was disarming. His praise, delivered with such obvious discomfort, felt more genuine than any compliment I'd ever received. It was a crack in his carefully constructed facade, and begrudgingly, I found myself wanting to see what lay beneath. Kai jumped to his feet, nearly knocking one of the cupcakes off the table.
Let's settle this like men, Ollie. Punch me in the face.
Bro, this is so anime. I blinked, startled by the strange request. That's how we planned to make things right between us? A hit to the face, and then what? All water under the bridge?
What? No, I'm not going to punch you.
Just do it. Get it over with. It'll make us both feel better.
I said no. Don't be ridiculous.
He visibly cringed, his face red. Flustered, he inched closer, towered over me on the couch, his voice lowered intimately. Is there something else you want to do to my face instead? The smoldering intensity of his dark gaze burned a hole straight through me. My breath caught in a surge of yearning so abrupt, it felt like pain. The violent response was fueled by my lingering frustration with the Bear Ridge Ripper case and my fresh annoyance with Kai himself. I needed a release, a moment of selfish indulgence, and it seemed he did too. Holy moly. Kai lunged at me, speared his fingers through my hair and kissed me deeply. I saw it coming, yet I didn't pull away. His scent, his touch, the chilled brush of his leather attire against my skin. It was all so unfamiliar, foreign. I allowed him the lead, allowed him to bruise my lips with the fine edge of violence. I distantly registered the bottle slipping from my hand, the shatter of glass on the floor. I clung to his chest, back arched as his tongue pushed inside, exploring my mouth with reckless abandon. The erotic moment was every bit as raw as it was unapologetic. I was pressed tight against him, agonizingly aware of every hot, hard inch of him. His expert touch brought every nerve ending brutally to life. I tore at his shirt, revealing the hard planes of his chest, seeking more skin-to-skin contact. Christ, he was beautiful, hard as stone, his powerful form ripping with muscle and carefully controlled strength. I kissed him so thoroughly and passionately that I wasn't myself, and the loss of control was startling. My hand glided across his chest, capturing his nipple between my thumb and forefinger. He growled with approval, ravishing my lips recklessly. His slow, deliberate licks made me ache for his tongue to trace the same path between my legs. My flustered skin was damp, sensitive, too sensitive. My length throbbed for attention, pounding along with my frantic heartbeat. My yearning must have been palpable. Kai's hand went straight to my zipper. With one swift, effortless tug, I fell heavily into his palm. The groan that slipped from my lips from the contact was almost embarrassing. He closed his strong hand around my shaft and squeezed, not painful, but firm. It was a claim, a fierce reminder that he was in control, and I was meant to bend and submit. Normally, I would do no such thing, yet when his fingers slid down my heated length from root to tip, I made no effort to protest. The scent of desire and pheromones permeated the air, a powerful aphrodisiac that set every cell in my body ablaze. Christ, I wanted him. I shuddered when my phone rang. The sharp sound jolted me back to reality. I ripped away from him, breathless, panting, my chest heaving. It took me a moment to gather my bearings, to remember who exactly the sword-wielding man across from me was. Kai. My co-worker, flushed and disheveled, the fly of his pants strained against one hell of an erection.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell. I could only imagine what kind of a mess I looked like. I withdrew a step, turned to the nearest mirror to regain some sense of decency.
Hey, let me help.
No.
I held up a palm before he drew too close. He grimaced, reluctantly respecting my silent demand for space. The constant vibrates in my pocket gnawed at what little sanity I had left. My phone rang, again and again. I considered rejecting the call, but whoever was on the other line was bloody persistent. With a heavy sigh, I answered.
Hello?
God, Oliver, I've been ringing you all day.
I grimaced. My grip on the phone tightened.
Why? What's happened?
It's your daughter, Charlotte.
Bad Summer, a horror romance visual novel. Thank you for playing. As two indie developers, every expense, from software licenses to art assets, comes directly out of our own pockets. Your support is crucial to bring the full game of Bad Summer to life. Support us on Kickstarter. I'll be sure to drop the link to the Kickstarter in the description of this video.
Summertime, I don't need to wait in line. I can't get you off my mind at all. Now it's here, I won't wait another year, and there's nothing we should fear at all. Now what will be, but you're safe when you're with me. So don't you go slow down just yet. We can sleep it off when we're dead. I've got time to kill, heart won't be still when I'm with you. We got so much more ahead.
Ever since that fateful night, my mind's been plagued with constant nightmares. I want to move on, to stop feeling scared all the time, to stop feeling so helpless. I want to be normal again, feel normal again. But in order to do that, I have to make the hardest decision of my life.
What the hell?
Don't be afraid.
What? Speaking to Jenny?
Who are you? How do you know my name?
I'm Detective Oliver Smith, and I'm here to save your life.
Time travel? I assume there was time travel because of the cat, but honestly, theoretically, 1999, 2001, you know, the cat could still be around, so. Anyways, theory crafting aside, that was really good. I really enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed the gameplay mechanics that were intertwined in this visual novel between, you know, the quick time events and the button mashing, and clearly the decision making having an impact on the overall narrative. There was not a single thing that I disliked about this game. Even the whole anomaly thing, and usually I don't really like anomaly games. I've played them. It's not really like my thing, but that was fine. You know, it didn't overstay its welcome. It was like perfectly fit into this game. I thought the music was good. I thought the characters were great. I thought the voice acting was great. I low key was definitely peeping the peeker, if you will, but we'll see if that leads to bad decisions in the future when the full game comes out. I'm very curious exactly what the peeker's relationship is going to be with Oliver, especially now that she seems to be attached to him. And I assumed that Charlotte, his daughter, Oliver's daughter, I assumed that was the girl that was on the desk in his office. That seemed to make the most sense to me. So I wonder what happened with her. But I was contemplating, like, would the demons see the picture on his desk and maybe go after her because of that? I feel like in his line of work, I would not have family members like as pictures on my desk for their own safety, you know? But perhaps he didn't really fully understand what he was getting himself into. I guess we'll find out, you know, when the full game comes out. That being said, one of the 2 devs emailed me about this game, which is how I learned about it. I did not know what this was prior. So I saw it was a horror romance visual novel, and maybe more news in the future, but horror romance is what I've been getting more invested in recently. But anyways, I saw that it was a horror romance visual novel. They gave me a pretty good description of it, and I said, you know what, I'll give it a whirl. Let me check this out. I do try to play the games that developers send me emails about to try out, and I really, really do appreciate it when they do. Now, I'm not sure when this is coming, but the Kickstarter is still going, at least as of this recording. The Kickstarter has 17 days to go, so I'm going to try to get this up on my YouTube page as quickly as possible. That way, anyone else interested can go ahead and support the Kickstarter as well, as I plan to do so myself, as I really would like to see the full game. I want to see the full realization of this project, if you will. So for the 2 devs that are working on this game, straight up, this is really good work. I am hoping that your project becomes a reality, and if that's the case, I intend to play it myself. That all being said, if you did enjoy this video, go ahead and leave it a like, leave a comment, share the video, perhaps even subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all in the next video. So have a good night.